So, in summer of 2012, LEGO released 9516 Jabba's Palace. And then 6 months later, they released this. The 75005 Rancor Pit. Fun fact, this is the first set from 2013 that we have brought onto the channel. So this should be fun of kind of helping me complete that goal of having one review for each year of LEGO Star Wars. Back then we had the Yoda on the box art. We had this kind of, that makes me think of kind of the Geonosia's hanger, this whole pattern they have here. Got your minifigures, the Rancor, Luke Skywalker, Malaki, also known as the Rancor Keeper, and a Gamorrean Guard. The Jabba's Palace retailed for 120 in the UK, this retailed for 60, so for 180 it was not a bad combination. If we flip the box all the way around, you get to see all of the fun features that I will be showing off in this review, which will be fun for us to take a look at. Let's jump right into the set. But first, let's look at those awesome minifigures, because that's kind of one of the reasons you would buy this back then. And even now, 10 years later. And one other thing is, since you know, it's a 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, I'm going to be doing what it says here on the back of the box and combining it with the Jabba's Palace. If you guys want to see a review on Jabba's Palace, you can find it on my channel. There's a playlist and it's marked 2012 set reviews. You can find that there. So I figured in a set like this, we can either go by the order of the box, or we could do least exciting to most exciting minifigure. So we have the skeleton here, which, you know, it's kind of your basic skeleton kind of thing they included in the LEGO Fantasy kind of castle era type sets. So that kind of thing going on here. Not a bad skeleton, I will say that. It is decently good. Some theories I've said online, and maybe it could be, although it depends. Like, I'm not sure of the biology of a Twi'lek, like if their head tails don't think they have bones in them or not. But if not, then this could be Ula's skeleton, the Twi'lek dancer that Jabba fed to the Rancor, but it's an alright minifigure. So next we have the Rancor, which is, not the Rancor, sorry me, the Gamorrean Guard, which is very similar to the one from the 2012 Palace. In fact, it's the same minifigure, just with a different accessory, being a chicken leg instead of getting, you know, the kind of axe and binoculars that one had. So it's a pretty cool minifigure, something that was revisited just last year in 2022 after 10 years, well, technically 9 if you count this one since it was 2013. But yeah, I really do like this minifigure. The mould is excellent. If we put the arm down here, or remove his chicken leg rather, we can remove that piece. It is not the easiest to remove, but you can kind of see how it works. I'm not going to repeatedly keep trying because I don't want to break anything or snap anything. But it's an alright minifigure, especially to have multiples of. I only have 2 of these, but I suppose that's what you would have ended up with back in the day. But really nice minifigure. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have Luke Skywalker in his Return of the Jedi outfit. So it has the same legs and torso and hair that were in the Desert Skiff from 2012. It is the face that is the difference here. So he has a bone, he has his face here, and if we remove his hair, we can twist his face around to kind of his more kind of confident, maybe the face, you know, kind of a more cocky looking face expression, maybe after he's defeated the Rancor. You get the bone, which you could use to possibly jam in the Rancor's mouth, which, I mean, that's not too bad. It is probably one of the few Luke Skywalkers who does not have a lightsaber. But no, I'm quite happy to get another Luke Skywalker. So yeah, let's move on to another minifigure that's just as cool. So here we have one of the exclusive minifigures of this set, or well, all of them apart from the Gamorrean Guard are exclusive, but we have Malaki, also known as the Rancor Keeper. If you aren't too sure, he's the guy that starts crying after Luke kills the Rancor. Really cool minifigure. He is meant to be quite fat. They do try to, or big rather, they do try to represent that decently in the minifigure. But you know, it's still quite well. He's got that kind of a weapon. It kind of reminds me of a gaffy stick, to be completely honest. He has the hood on, he has back printing. If we take that off, he does have that face expression. Of course, I think we can all guess what the other one is. They actually have tears printed on it. Zoom in here, should be able to see it. Yeah, there we go. So this is not a bad minifigure, but the thing that you picked up this set for, back in the day and even now, the Rancor. So here he is, the Rancor himself. One of the things that has never been revisited in Star Wars, there is no previous versions with the LEGO Star Wars sets. We only had the Rancor Pit and the Rancor once. The original Jabba's Palace only had a small pit underneath, which was the droid torture room, and the 2022 Boba Fett's Palace has no, or Boba Fett's throne room has no extensions as of yet. But this is one of those really, really cool big figs. He is worth a lot of money, which, you know, drove up the value of the set, obviously, although I think that is to be expected. So let's have a look at this rather cool big fig. So the arms do come off. Those are some of the parts that removed. It's only just a technique. Another piece that does come off is his little claws do come out, which on fact, well, I can't seem to get them out right now, but whenever I've seen them for this minifigure for sale on eBay, they're always missing those. His fingers do disconnect as well, so yeah, just thought I'd show you that. He is really cool. You can fit a minifigure, or close enough to the entire minifigure, in the Rancor's mouth. On one side he has the chain, it's not identical on both sides of the arm. Suppose you could chain him to the wall of something in the Rancor Pit, like one of the loose studs. It's just a really cool big fig. I love this fig. You do get those studs on the top, which I suppose back in 2013 was just to give him a Lego look, but here in 2023, you could, if you love the Book of Boba Fett enough, you could build him a saddle, which I have seen some people do with this figure, so it does look half decent. But yeah, I really do like this minifigure. I'm going to show you the Gamorrean guard going in the mouth. Just where you lift them up here, you can insert him like... it doesn't work too well with the Gamorrean guard. We'll try it with Luke Skywalker, since he doesn't, you know, he's got all these extra kind of things protruding from the figure. We'll try Luke. Yeah, as you can see, you can have a bit more success with the Luke Skywalker minifigure. Kind of going in the Rancor's mouth there. Yeah. As for the bone, that's not going to work. You can't jam up his mouth using the bone, as far as I'm aware. Like, I will try, but I'm not confident. See, like, that's the mouth open to full capacity. Like, you can put it in his mouth, but you can't do the thing from the movie. But no, it's a really cool big fig. It is worth a lot of money. I've seen them sell for upwards of 100 on their own. Is the Rancor actually worth it? I mean, here that I have the Rancor in person, and I've actually messed around with it, I would say so. It's not something I see Lego doing again, because they can't do the palace without the Rancor Pit, and Lego are a bit hesitant to do a full Jabba's Palace playset because of the controversy surrounding that set. We're not going to talk about that in this video, but if people want me to, I will make an actual video on that. But let's jump into the Rancor Pit itself. So here we have the Rancor Pit itself. It's a really cool build. Obviously, it connects to the 9516 Jabba's Palace, which I'm excited to do. I've had it on display like that for a couple of days, but it'd be cool to do it in the review. So this does open up, which is good. So if we take it here, we can unclip there. Just very simple cup connection there. And, you know, it can be extended out, which is kind of how the box represents it, which gives you a bit more room, if you know, because that Rancor it's hard to explain how big he actually is. I mean, there's a Rancor, right? We'll take Luke Skywalker and put him next to him. Literally, look, there you go. There's the size comparison. The Rancor with a normal minifigure. So the size for you, it's alright detailed. Like, you can see all the kind of, it is a bit symmetric, which might put some people off because, you know, it's meant to be look all rocks and stuff, but I don't mind. You know, the Rancor can go in decently well. You know, come through there. He can't really come through these bits all that well, like here. You obviously get the iconic kind of door, which looks like a big piece of castle, to be completely honest. Try to get the best of view. You got some torches in here too, which are quite cool. Over here you get a key, and you get kind of like a rake. I suppose if you're cleaning up Rancor droppings or something, that would be useful. And you get a little door here, which could be the door that Luke thinks he can escape from, and well, he's unable to escape from it. It looks better folded up, if you ask me. The way I display it personally, I'll show you guys how I do that soon, because I've got a different way of doing it. This little crate, it shows you putting this inside it for some reason, so I put that inside, even though the set depicts the Gamorrean holding it on the box. So you have that. It's got 4 pillars. It's like very well built, even though the middle is hollow. Over here we have a really cool feature. It's just the camera. So we have this skeleton head right here. Now, Fun fact, this skeleton does not count as a minifigure on the box, but I thought I'd show it anyway. They don't give you anywhere to clip them onto. Personally, I would just clip them on like that, or lay them like that. Works brilliantly. So you have this skeleton head here. You lift that up, and inside this little compartment, you have a spare key, so maybe if the Rancor Keeper gets trapped when doing something with the Rancor, he can escape. And maybe this is the rest of that poor skeleton right here with the bone piece that you find here. So that's kind of cool. You can just close that up. Works brilliant. The skeleton head's meant to point that way, but I thought it was kind of funny to put it like that. If we zoom out again, I can show you, and I will get to how you can use the door to kill the Rancor, don't worry. If you turn around here, you get a fun little feature. So Luke, obviously in the movie, he tries to hide from the Rancor with the rocks, tries hitting the Rancor's kind of fingers with the rock. You get a feature kind of like that in this. So if I zoom in here and open it up like this, you get this compartment. So yeah, you can pretty much fit a minifigure in there if you put them on the studs. This pillar is a little bit noticeably bigger than the other ones, but there you go. I mean, keep in mind, this set is for ages 8 to 14. I'm a 19-year-old trying to do this. I'm a bit older than the box says I should be, but there you go. Yep, see, there we go. Fits in like a charm. So yeah, you know, he connects from the Rancor. If we come around here again, you do get a little button. So I suppose Luke can throw the rock at the door and kill the Rancor. So let's see how that works, because that does actually work decently well. So you got this little piece here. Now, yeah, I understand that to make it red, kinda, but also it stands out quite badly, the fact that they had to make it red. I mean, kids aren't that stupid. I mean, hopefully children are able to realise this is the bit you pull, but I suppose people aged 8 to 14 aren't. So what you can do is you can pull up this door. You have to make sure that's out. You pull up the door like this. This is just the door. I'll show you guys that. You can put it back down and you can click this into different levels. So you've got that. Say you've got the Rancor. He's coming through here. You know, minding his own business. And so you have, well, take Luke out of that compartment. Take the bone off him because he already tried putting the bone in the Rancor's mouth. You know, Luke right here. You know what, to kill the Rancor? That didn't work too well. See, I pulled that out and it just didn't work. So we'll try it again. You know, the Rancor figure is that tall. The only, you can kind of display it though as if it's happening. Right, so let me demonstrate. If I remove the Rancor, lift the door up again. And you kind of pull his arms out to length and you lie him down the way. It can kind of work decently well. You know, you can have the Rancor Keeper running in just to see what the hell is going on. It works out decently well. It's not really a set that's packed with features. It's more so a display set. You know, to go with 9516. It does look decent-ish on its own. But again, this set, kind of, you had to buy with the Palace for it to look right. Like, the Palace can look great on its own. This one, I only really recommend if you buy the Palace with it or are planning to buy the Palace. One thing I should probably note, and we'll remove the Rancor so you guys can see a bit better, is on the top it has these 4 pieces, right? It has these 4 little bumps. Here, 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 and here. I think it's kind of self-explanatory what those are meant to be for. I'm going to quickly close this up. I'm just going to put the Rancor back in his pit because why not? Put that in there. You know, put some of the minifigs around, just so make a little cool display for the video. You know, throw the bone in there too. Get that Gamorrean guard in, he's going to get eaten up by the Rancor. Right, let's do the thing. Let's get it. So, like I said, in the summer of 2012, LEGO released the Jabba's Palace. We are actually going to connect them. Because I know people have been looking forward to me doing that, so let's get it done. So, yeah, I put the minifigures on these sets, especially for the video. So I'm going to show you how you disconnect the Jabba's Palace and prepare it. So for this set, basically, there's two ways you can do it, right? And I'll show you both ways. So first way is you take off the guard tower, right? Just with these Technic pins, you take the tower over here, you move the palace, we'll bring over the Rancor Pit. The Rancor appears to have fallen over, and that's not good, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to connect it this way. So if we turn this around, right? I think I've got this. Yeah, you turn it around. You can connect this. You can connect You can connect Jabba's palace to the Rancor Pit, and you know you can put the guard. Oh, 1 second. Just gonna get the guard tower. You know you can have the guard tower go here, and you know there's your display. Does not look too bad. It actually looks quite good. The way I do it personally is what I do is I'll take the set. I'll remove Jabba's palace because I tend to do it more like this. So I'll open up that. 1 second. See, I like the guard tower to be level. Plus, I don't always display it with the minifigures. I do it from the other view, so it's like the outside view. So let me quickly show you that. Oh, and just FYI, you don't need that down there to support that. It just looks better. So here's more or less how I display the set on my shelf. The only figure I keep in it is the Rancor. It does not fit where I store my minifigures, but you know, if you pull this piece out a bit, it actually looks quite good. And in my opinion, this is the best way to display it. It's a really cool set when you have it on display with the Jabba's Palace. Again, it doesn't look as great on its own, but when you combine it with this set, it just works on so many levels. I'll quickly show you the back again. So you go from this view. Again, looks really great. So there's one feature from Jabba's Palace that you really need the Rancor Pit to make it work. So I'm just going to move a couple figures down so we can see it as best as possible. So you push Jabba's throne back, right? I will say you don't need this off for it to work, but it kind of works better for me filming. So you do have this kind of clear space on the floor of Jabba's Palace. So what you're going to do is you're going to take Ula, or just, we'll try it with Ula and Luke, just for fun. So we'll put, and yeah, we'll drop them as well. We'll be very professional about this. So we'll put Ula there, you can see her there. You know, she's, you know, disagreeing with Jabba. And say you want to drop her into the Rancor Pit. So you pull, you have this little piece here. Now this is not part of the Rancor Pit, this is like part of the Jabba's Palace. You pull this, right, and I'm going to put you guys underneath to try and get on camera. Yeah, that happened. Brilliant. She didn't even go in the Rancor Pit. So we're going to reload. Put her back on top. And 1, 2, 3. Works close enough. I suppose if you have that closed, should have bounced off that. Maybe you went back in. We'll try her one more time, then we'll try it with Luke, since those are the two characters who do get dropped in Return of the Jedi. No, she ends up there. Right. We'll try using Luke Skywalker. Let's go. There we go. That's the end result. But, yeah. And, you know, once they're in the Rancor Pit, Jabba can look down through that grate. And, you know, kind of watch the battle, which you can't, like, you can kind of see my hand. So it kind of does work as, like, you know, a viewpoint. So, let's get into my thoughts on this. Probably best that we look at the instructions first. So they're very same as the box, no difference there. You know, it is a very fun build. Like, it's not, there's a little bit of repetitiveness to it, but it's not too bad. So I give the set credit for that build wise. You know, that's you the end result. Looks great. So at the back here we have the whole thing for the Lego Star Wars ads. There. If we go to this page, this is probably one of the most nostalgic things ever. Coolest part about old sets sometimes is what they show you in the instructions. The Clone Troopers Battle Pack for Geonosis, the Republic vs Sith Troopers, the A-Wing, the AT-RT, the Z-95 Headhunter, and of course this set here, the Rancor Pit. I only own the Rancor Pit. The only 2013 sets I have is the Rancor Pit and the Gunship. But hopefully maybe for the rest of this year we review a few more of these, because these sets aren't really worth these crazy amounts. But yeah, this was a really fun review. Let's get into the final thoughts. So I suppose it all comes down to one question: is this set worth buying? Yeah, I mean, £180 all in for this and Jabba's Palace back in 2013 was a good deal. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that now. Like, I've seen Jabba's Palace on its own go for 300 used. And I've seen this set go for about 200 used. So it's like, you're going to be paying, like, bottom line could be sometimes 500, 450, 500 for both. Personally, I bought the Jabba's Palace about a year ago, so I only paid about 200 for it. This is before the price hikes because of the new Boba's Palace. This set I only paid 160 for, used, and that's not too bad. I mean, the way to look at it is you're paying 100 for the Rancor. You know, when you start adding up these figure values, because like a Gamorrean Guard, right, is easily a £20 minifigure, 25. The look's probably like 10. Seen him go for 15. So it's like the minifigure value alone on this set makes it worth the price you're paying. Plus, there's no, where Jabba's Palace you have two other options. This you don't. I mean, suppose it's the only set that only ever had the Rancor in it. So I suppose that's the driving force for buying this set now. Again, it does work on its own, but I can't recommend it enough. If you add 9, 5, 16, that's probably the best way to do it. And it's only none of the other Jabba's Palace builds actually connect to this. It's the only one that actually got a Rancor Pit or any proper extension like this. So with that said, I hope you've enjoyed this review of 75005 Rancor Pit, and I've really enjoyed doing this. It's 2013 is a year I've not done yet, so that made this even more fun. It was a longer review, second video within 2 days, so that's great. There won't be one tomorrow. The next review I'm doing is the brand new TIE Bomber for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. I did this first because I'm like, this is a true Return of the Jedi set. That's not. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this review of the Rancor Pit. I'll see you guys hopefully on Friday with an episode of Figure Friday. Thanks for watching.